Hey guys, so I tried to make this video earlier and there was no audio, so I spent about 30 minutes on a video that had no sound. Also, had Yanni come on the other day and he spoke about a lot of things, and the interference, his audio was terrible. I had to take the video down. But he is going to come back on and speak with me. I've been having some internet problems, which is why I'm not able to live stream right now. I'll be lucky if I even get this uploaded in 6 hours. Anyway, so as soon as I'm able, I will be on live stream. And in a couple of days, I will have Yanni back with me. I was supposed to make this video like 3 days ago, and not only has my internet been messed up, but I've been running around like a crazy person, and I mean, I barely have time to do anything. But this is important. It's going to be short, but after I speak to Yanni again, I will make another video and talk about some other really important things. So, what I wanted to make this short video to speak about is, and I have a statement. When I made the video the other day, and I was very upset, I was upset because I was trying my best to tell you guys without breaching confidentiality what this AU decision meant. Unfortunately, I must have missed my mark, because instead of being able to hear the words that I was saying, see the documents that I put on the screen, stamped, signed, people only cared to attack and try to make excuses and blame me, for someone else's behavior, but whatever. I just thought about this afterward, and it's so sick that I was literally giving you information and results other than just talking on video about what other people are doing. And they are things that could have changed the course of people's lives, their children's lives, and just the vitriol made me decide that, you know what, I'm not wasting my time sharing this stuff, because I got attacked, and I got one comment in particular by this douche that follows that channel like he's drinking fucking Jim Jones's Kool-Aid. It's sick. Like, you're a grown man, get a life. Stop worshiping another man like he's a god or something. I don't know. I find it really odd, but whatever. Float your boat, dude. Anyway, it's like, did you not hear the part? I put the documents up, but I also read the little part at the bottom that said, beware of Article 59, and confidentiality. This is not just a friendly reminder and saying, you can do whatever you want, you can say whatever you want. If you want to share the entire document, you can. No, it's a warning. It's a threat. They very clearly stated that if they ever chose to release the decision, they, the African Union, would do it on their own time and by their own choosing. I don't have the legal authority to share redacted information with you. I don't know what is so hard to understand about that, but apparently you know more about it than I do. So, this person's like, why are they redacted? Why is information blacked out? Because we're gagged from saying certain things by the African Union. People just blow me away. Anyway, the day I made that video, guys, and I'm not happy about making this one, the very next day, a lot of things happened that day, but the next day, some more stuff happened. And this is where I will just read my statement. So it says, as per my video on June 29, 2020, this video was the truth of filings on expropriation without compensation, and a statement that myself and others made. In that video, I stated that myself, along with 5 other principals of the HRD firm, have removed the human rights defender firm's assistance from the South African campaign. Consider this. President Ramaphosa is the President of the Republic of South Africa. South Africa is chair of the African Union for this year. Hiroka Gasberry's and the HRD firm has been gagged by the African Union under Article 59 of the African Union Charter. Did you understand that? The HRD firm filed the filings of complaint, which were heard by the African Union Commission, which had the complaint on record as Hiroka Gasberry. It says that plain as day. You can refer back to my video that I made the other day where I put these documents up. I was going to put them up again tonight, but I have a very short amount of time to make this. I already wasted my time making one. And guys, I said to one of my friends who said, why aren't you sharing the information, the documents? Because it's a waste of my time. There are those people that, I told you something the other day that no one else is party to, that essentially would have saved people's land. And all you had on your mind was the reputation of someone else who I have every right as a woman to question when other women are reaching out to me. Shame on you. Shame on you to tell me that I don't have a right to speak or that I should just shut up. Would you want someone to tell your daughter that? Your wife? Or any female member of your family if they felt that someone had done something to them? Absolutely no, you wouldn't. So shame on you for worshiping someone as a god and being completely unwilling to hear factual information that people have worked their ass off to do for the very people that attack and hate us. And that's what I told my friend. I'm not going to waste my time. It could be the second coming of Jesus, and he could slap them in the face with these papers. But they don't want to see them. They don't want to see the truth. It doesn't matter how much of it you show them. There are those people that are not going to see it. So, more power to you. You are on your own, and I will waste no more of my time. I will speak to my subscribers and the people who know me and who want to hear from me. And you people, I owe you nothing. That's what you don't understand. I owe you nothing. You obviously have no clue how the law works, because number one, for the person that demanded that I hand over a file, which is probably Scott undercover, some of the things that have been said are so nasty, so just blatantly untrue. And it sounds exactly like it's coming out of the mouth of Turkey Hawk Montgomery or Scott. Scott doesn't even say it as disgusting things as that other stolen valor scumbag. I'm going to play a couple of clips at the end of this too, because, Scott is, essentially being led around by the nose by Craig Montgomery. And, it's his fault, because he's a grown man, and no grown man should follow around another grown man or just believe everything he says without evidence. And he has. And Craig Montgomery has used him for his crash test dummy. He put a key in his back. He gave him false information so that he would attack people that have done absolutely nothing wrong, that he had a great interest in helping be a part of what they were doing. But he was rejected, and he can't handle rejection. So he began to attack us. So instead of, really seeking out the truth, Scott just believes whatever he says. That's a mistake. But I'm going to play 2 clips of Craig Montgomery speaking himself to me. And you can judge for yourself. I really don't like people who I know that the horrible things they're saying, they don't even believe them themselves. And they don't believe them when all this time I am attacked with fake bullshit. I have spoken out on what was true. But what I realized the other day is this man paid for 18 criminal background reports. I know because he sent them to my friend. And they're not me. So he's got this YouTube page. It's supposed to be Undercover SL Investigations. And all he does is talk trash about me because he's so obsessed with me. It's sickening. I find it quite hilarious because he just keeps saying the same thing that he's been saying and that he gave to other people to attack me 2 years ago. And I always assumed that the fake rap sheet with all these felony charges, 52 felony charges, was photoshopped. But it's actually not. He paid for all of these reports and he didn't even spell my name wrong, right? That is the best part. So you've been sharing other people's criminal record. So it's like 18 different people's criminal record and telling people they're mine. I can't make this shit up. This is good stuff, man. And it just serves him right. Because I'm an open book. If you want to know something about me, all you have to do is ask me. You know, my dad taught me that people can respect the truth, even if it's bad. No one respects a liar. No one. So I try my best to always speak the truth. I've never lied to the people in South Africa. Never given them false hope. I've always only acted on principle and fought back when I had no other choice. And it seems for these people, these sick like Jim Jones cult followers, that they don't have a problem as long as he is attacking someone else without a care for the consequences. They don't care about that. And it doesn't matter if it's lies. But when someone starts telling the truth about claims made against him, oh, now he's the victim. And I'm the bad guy. I see how that works. And I'm the one that's ruining my credibility, even though I'm not the one making videos every single day and that can't shut my mouth. Because I may be a lot of things, but one thing I'm not is a liar. And one thing you'll never find on me is a compilation video of me lying. And that's just the truth. I don't really give a damn who likes it or not. Go back over and worship some man that all he does is speak out on video several times a day, talking about what other people are doing. That doesn't impress me. You know, if I wanted to be on video 3 times a day, I could. No thanks. Once a week is too much for me. Anyway, so here's the irony. Less than mere hours from my video on June 29, 2020, advising that the HRD firm was withdrawing our EWC filing, as well as from the South Africa campaign, the ANC Government National Assembly convened a meeting no less than 1 day later and stated that they were pressing ahead with expropriation without compensation. This has been published in Business Tech, which is a business media organization. The National Assembly has agreed to reestablish the multi-party committee to initiate and introduce legislation amending to Section 23 of the Constitution. 25, I'm sorry. So the heading on Business Tech is South Africa takes a step closer to land expropriation, but opponents say it can't afford it after coronavirus. And you can find that story just by looking it up. So the National Assembly has agreed to reestablish the multi-party committee to initiate and introduce legislation amending Section 25 of the Constitution. The committee was first established on July 25th, 2019, to clarify parts of the Constitution that allow for the expropriation of land without compensation as a legitimate option for land reform to address the historic arbitrary land dispossession of the majority of South Africans. This is what they say. However, The outbreak of the coronavirus affected the committee's program, and its term expired May 29, 2020, before it could complete its mandate. The National Assembly agreed to reestablish the committee with the same composition and powers as its predecessor, and instructed it to incorporate in its work the proceedings and all the work of the previous committee until its term expired. The committee has been given until December 31st, 2020, as the deadline by which to report back to the House. Government published a draft a land expropriation bill for public comment in December 2019. President Cyril Ramaphosa has previously said that South Africa must finalize its land expropriation policy in 2020. This reminds oneself of William Shakespeare in one of his lauded plays, when Brutus delivers his speech to Cassius in Act 4, Scene 3 of Julius Caesar. He says, "There is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood leads on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries. On such a full sea are we now afloat, and we must take the current when it serves, or lose our ventures." This paragraph, 4 centuries later, elegantly presents itself to the current situation facing the Republic of South Africa, being the complex idea of interplay between free will and fate of human beings. Brutus imagines life having influence on both free will and fate. Nevertheless, humans must be insightful enough to recognize opportunities granted by fate. It's been stated in media articles that the ANC is trying to make expropriation without compensation appear as a benign tool of transformation. Make no mistake, it's a potent weapon in a kleptocracy arsenal to subjugate and steal from the people of South Africa. I would like to remind people of Dr. Stanton's press conference 10 years ago. Dr. Stanton is a retired constitutional attorney and law professor who lives in Washington, D.C. He's the founder of Genocide Watch. In the very last clip of that press conference, he speaks on this, and he says that this will be a travesty, a nightmare. And what he says is that once the government has taken away the people's right to own land, you have nothing. You have nothing left. Nothing. And that they must not have the power to do this. It's why we have judicial courts, and many people make a decision on issues that affect so many different people. It can't be one person or one side deciding. The EWC bill proposes cutting out the courts by transferring decision-making control around property to be expropriated, and at what price, from the judiciary to the state. At the stroke of a minister's pen, title deeds could become worthless. It was not meant to be this way. This is not right. Coincidence is one thing, but consider this. There are only 3 parties. Please listen. There are only 3 parties to the EWC, which has knowledge of the African Union Commission text, which President Ramaphosa for South Africa, President Ramaphosa as head of the African Union in the HRD firm. I'll say it again. There are only 3 parties to the EWC decision by the African Union. 3 parties that have knowledge of the African Union Commission text, which is President Ramaphosa for South Africa, President Ramaphosa for the African Union, and the HRD firm. The HRD firm, having officially withdrawn from EWC internationally, leaves the door wide open for President Ramaphosa to get his Christmas wish by December 2020. Those of you that are naive to attack the work that's been done by the silent few for the majority have effectively consigned the fate of the silent majority to be trapped in miserable and disappointing shallows. This is really sad to me because, I've taken so much on this mission to only try and help people. So has Hero and Alice and many others. I mean, I guess it's true that no good deed goes unpunished. But I can no longer beg people to remain who are just attacked at every turn and, attempts to destroy their lives. It's disgusting. It's really sick and disgusting. And all I have to say to those people who are doing this is you're being lied to. You're being given false information on purpose. You're being led in the wrong direction, away from people that are truly trying to help. And we don't get anything for this. We don't want anything. We don't ask for anything. My YouTube channel is not even monetized. It never has been. It never will be. So while others who have a lot of money coming in to their channels, it's just the irony, it doesn't pass me by that it's those people sitting slandering me as the scammer and all of these other things when they're the ones who have money coming in, not me. I've never made a dime off of the people there, and I never will. It's just really, I don't understand how people can just blindly follow people that are so obviously only concerned with their ego, likes, subscribers. I've never cared about any of that stuff. I don't care about social media. I'm only there for this issue. I don't care. I don't care about that. I care about the issue at hand. So the next time you go and call someone a liar or attack someone, you should really find out the truth and maybe try to see what that person's about, instead of listening to people that are lying to you and purposely misleading you. And to all my loyal subscribers, the people who have stood with me, by me, and for me, who always knew, thank you. I will never forget. I am the most loyal friend a person could ever have. And I believe that the only way that you can repay loyalty is in kind. So those people who have known my heart and known the truth and have helped me greatly and been there for me when I didn't think I could go on, I thank you. And without you, I could have never accomplished anything, because I would have given up if I didn't have people like you and the farmers that reach out to me. I'm very humbled by this. They write me horrified by the behavior of these people. And, that means a lot to me. Their words mean everything, because they are the reason I began. So I will end this here, but I will see you again soon, maybe tomorrow, the next day, to have Yanni back on so that you guys can hear him speak. And I'm going to put 2 clips at the end of this video, so please listen. And I just want to mention something. These people that are putting out this false information have said that nothing was ever filed. It's all fake. It's bullshit. Well, okay. In one of the clips I'm going to play, he's threatening Alice for no reason. She didn't do anything. No one ever did what he's claiming in the clip. He's just a liar. In the next clip, he is trying to talk me into making a video with he and Tammy, which I did not do, and I didn't want to do, because they were trying to use someone else who has a well-known name and a well-known family to gain attention for themselves on video and to her business. And I refused to allow this to happen. And I definitely refused to be a part of it. And I have the voice notes of me saying so. They just don't apply here, so I won't play them. But so these people who say none of this ever existed, at the end of this video, one of them is going to tell you that he wants to speak about the ICC filings on video. So, it goes back to what I said. Decide for yourself. Could it be no one's ever done anything to this jerk, and he just couldn't handle being rejected because he's a brainless twat who can't even come up with an original idea? I mean, every single thing that he says is pirated from someone else. And that's all I'll say, because I don't wish to go on and on. But if he really believed everything he tells you, he wouldn't be saying what he's saying on this clip. And with that, I will say good night, guys, and I'm thinking of you. Always.
Hey, I'll just do the thing with her, just to appease her and whatever. figure it out. You know that. I just needed you for the genocide thing because I don't. You know more about that than I do. Hey, Brandy. Tammy sent me that email, that recording. They sent it to her. So when Devin talked to me this morning, I thought, well, I'll just put all four of us on there, and we don't talk about pseudolanders. We talk about um, um, we talk about genocide. We need Tammy because she's going to have to publish this thing into a proper book when this is all done. I know you guys don't like her, but hey, I'm just trying to keep everybody together. I was the one that suggested Devin, so don't blame her, it's me. And she can talk about whatever she wants to talk about, publishing all the findings and stuff. Devin can talk about him lying, not not him lying, but talk about what's really going on there. You can talk about the definitions of genocide, and I'll talk about the ICC filings and this other thing, and the other one that they did. Just call me.